said
people make
yes.
mistakes.
You can't just
like,
say
you can make a strong prediction.
Label.
Yeah,
you can't like.
But why go back? But you could have did it back then.
Because
people don't
it's
think.
not the
Some
right
people don't
time.
think.
Sometimes,
Yeah, people don't think.
sometimes it's not the right time for people. Just like some people take a year off before they go to college. It's not the right time for them to go.
It's called gap year.
It's not the right time. Okay.
Hello?
It's not the right time for them to go to high school, so they don't go. They
Well,
drop or
like-
they just drop out.
I don't know, like.
School is not meant for everybody, whether it's
Yeah,
high school or
totally.
college.
Yeah.
As I feel like as long as you know you can read what you putting your name on, I hope you're okay. Like I hope you're okay.
I disagree with you. I think that high school is for everybody. I mean, the way in which we learn in high school, maybe it might differ because everyone has a different learning style. But I think everyone should be able to finish high school. That's just my personal belief.
If you
and I
say
think
high school is for everybody, why do people drop out?
because people, like I said, like we were, especially like from what I've experienced, we've been babied all through elementary school and middle school, and we haven't been really like, brought to the realization that high school is not a joke. We're not joking around like we did in middle school and elementary school.
Some people aren't ready for that type
People
of
are not ready,
responsibility.
and they're not ready to be pushed forward. They're not ready because a lot of the high school teachers are not gonna baby you like your middle school teachers. They're not. And I just think that now in high school we have a lot of responsibility, and a lot of the time we're independent. More so because in middle school we used to travel with the class and go to class, but now you're practically on your own. Like I don't think anyone has like for the most part you guys everyone has our own schedule. We do our own thing. So like for the most part we're on our own. So no one's babying us anymore. And when we feel that way, we just quit because it gets so hard.
But people don't just drop out of school because it's hard for them. They literally have like
Reasons.
they have like personal reasons of dropping out, not just because school is too hard.
You don't
for
have to
them.
go to actual high school. There's also other ways to go to high school. There's online high school. You can get your GED.
Okay, but
There's
saying,
other stuff.
you're
But
saying
you don't
that
know. Yeah,
people
there's
are
a
just dropping out. But people,
there's a lot of reason why people drop out.
Some people might be
And-
depressed. Some people, their parents might not allow them to go. Some people, they just have so much responsibilities. Like say their mother and their father's not in their life and they got to take care of their
siblings. You can't just say that it's
So
too
you
hard
can't just
for
say
them
that,
and they don't want to do it.
Because everybody has
you
their own
can see
reasons.
who's going to drop
But
out.
like
But
they
I think
said,
at the end of the day,
like she said, there's online.
Yeah, there's
But
other
how do you know
things to
people have the
do.
money to pay Wi-Fi?
Yes,
How do you know
over
people have the
time.
money to have
library.
have
There's a
resources?
library.
But they don't. What if they don't have time?
What if they got to take care of the rest of their
they don't have
family?
time. But I think you should also, although yes, you have other things in your life, but also you should also be able to invest in yourself. How are you going to take care of your nieces or your brothers and sisters that you need to take care of without getting an education? Who is going to hire you without an education? If we're talking about you having other things to do, like taking care of your brothers and sisters, or like you have other responsibilities, how about yourself? You need to take initiative for yourself.
Maybe they are not giving the opportunity for that.
Let me tell you something right now. If I had to drop out of school to take care of my brothers, you best believe I would do it. Because at the end of the day, those are my brothers. They're
With
my
what
brothers.
job?
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
you
I will
So,
find a
guys,
way to
guys.
make money, but if I can't go
Keanu.
to school because I need to take care of my brothers, you better believe that's what I'm going to do because they're my responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm not like
So,
you. I'm
not everybody has the same mindset.
I will put them before I worry about me.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I would want them to succeed in a way because I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you're right about that. But there's like problems like this. Some jobs like McDonald's, that's the only job you can get if you don't like 16 and stuff. You have to have it like, if you're going trying to take care of your brothers and sisters, you need like a career job, like a job that you need to go to high school degree for.
So I
That's
guess
because there's people who don't do it.
So
though.
Vanessa, go ahead.
I feel that if you're taking care of your brothers and sisters, you'll find a way. You'll find somehow. And also I feel like if they want to go back to school, there's many opportunities. They can go to the library. They can go online. There's many reasons, but sometimes you have to look at it in their way. Like, and you got to put yourself in their shoes. And if you could be the one person to help them get back on track, go right ahead.
So I guess the question is, I think we're approaching this from different perspectives, which is where we're getting this kind of tension, I guess, between us. And I think the bigger question is, should high school and people who educate take into account those situations? Should we be responsible, and I say we because I'm a high school teacher, be responsible for if we know students in that situation?
Yeah, that's
why
should
high
school
differently.
Try to help them. You don't have to be responsible, but you can at least try to help them. Because at the end of the day, not everybody is able to
take care of opportunity.
or take care of their siblings and do their homework at the same time. So you jumping down their throats about it is not going to help them anyway. That's going to make them just want to quit.
There's tutoring, home tutoring that you add.
But with what time? With what time?
You have to pay for that? I thought
it depends. So should schools and states and governments be responsible for paying for that kind of service?
I mean, if the person, like Siani said, if the person that's going to school needs that kind of help, I think it's in our like civil duty to help that person, because we want to at least get them to high school, and if they're struggling to get through that, I think it's a part of, especially because most of the time high school students are underage. I think it's the job of the state in general to help that student. I mean, like I said, college isn't for everyone. You can go through like training, like trade school and other stuff, and other school is stuff for college. But I just think that high school, we all can finish high school. That's my personal. That's my personal belief.
Not just high school, people can just drop out and get their GED.
That's what I'm saying. High school in general, a GED. I mean, like anything, but I'm like high school.
High school is important, but sometimes
it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody, but teachers can be there for
teachers can be there for them. Yeah.
And if you see, like, as a teacher, I'm not a teacher, but if I was a teacher and I see somebody like, really struggling and like on the verge of like giving up and dropping out of school, I would like take them to the side and like tell them you can do this, encourage them and tell them like don't do it because you want to make it in life, right? And like I'll let them know that it's not an easy thing out there. You probably can find ways to take care of yourself, but
when it gets farther in the road, it's gonna get tougher. Yes, because now, like my teacher told me, her dad when he first started working at his job 20 years ago. 25 years ago, he only needed a high school diploma for what his job did. And now, down the road, for what he's doing right now, you need a college degree to do the job that he's doing. But since he doesn't have a college degree, he has 25 years of experience. So that, kind of leveled out. But as you go down the road, like, things are changing. You're not gonna, I mean, I can't say you're not gonna be successful. I don't know your future, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of the time, things are going to change, and I don't think because the only degree you'll have probably is your middle school diploma because you haven't graduated high school. But you haven't kept up with the world for someone to hire you, especially if you want to do something better, if you want to succeed and do something better for you and your siblings per se, if you were in that situation.
So you guys would say that's kind of the duty to ensure that to happen would be the duty of the state or our civic duty. As community.
Because mostly people are underage children that are problem.
So do you guys think that college should be free?
No. It should be cheap though. It should be cheaper than this, but it shouldn't be free.
It shouldn't be free in other countries, but
why not?
But that's
because that's post-secondary education. That's your choice. If you want to go to college, that's your choice. That's like a choice for everyone. But like, it shouldn't be free because if it's free, then more taxes on us. But I just think it shouldn't be as expensive as it is now.
Why do you think most people don't go to college because they don't have money for college? So do you think if they had the opportunity to go to college, would they go?
Money. Everyone always talks about money is the issue for college. I think that's like a borderline excuse. I think there's people don't notice that there's so many scholarships out there to go to college. I think if you have the will, you'll find a way. That's just my thing. If you have the will, you'll find a way to go to college. Money will not be an issue.
Some people just have bad luck, and none of that stuff works out for them, so they give up. But
when there's a will, there's a way.
I'm telling you, if I don't get money to go to college, I'm not going. I'm telling you that right now. Because I don't have the mental capacity to work like 3 jobs and still do school.
I know what my purpose in here, I think, is to, like, my mom always tells me that education is the key. And I know that my mom has raised me to have that sort of education because I know in my family, we don't have that type of education. So I know that I have that will in me to get that education. Money will never be the problem. That's just for me.
Sweetie, I got it in me too. That's just my laziness.
Because as I say, like, I have to go to school. That's not even if and in, but no, I have to go to school. And if the money is the thing, like, I will do all the scholarship. I'll put in all the paperwork. Like, I mean, if that's the thing, then I will have to work to get that education.
Right, but there's people that do it all.
I'm just saying, like, for me, this is what I would have done.
But like, there's people that apply for scholarships. There's people that do everything to get the money, to get the funds. But at the end of it all, they still don't get it. And like, maybe they're not trying to get themselves into debt or work like 3 jobs or everything. So yeah, I guess like college shouldn't be free because it's then like more stress on like taxpayers and everything. But it should be at a good price where like people can afford it.
Good price that
Like
people
if
can
you have the
afford.
grades, you can afford it. Like that should be the thing.
If your grades are high, you know what?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like
I'll
a
pay
discount.
for you, you know
Like,
what I'm
and then
saying?
if it's lower grades, then I guess you could charge people more. But like, if they have the grades for it, why would you charge them more? Like, they're showing you they're doing everything they
But
can.
you can't really go off of grades because some kids can try as hard, like, and their grades will still be at that C or that
Wait, I
C
got a question.
plus,
Wait, as we're on the topic of grades, this is what I was want to ask. Do you think a grade defines a student?
No.
It doesn't. It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. But that's what people use to like quote unquote base our intelligence.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
a grade defines
don't-
a student's worth ethic
I
because
think
Oh,
your
yeah.
grades show if
Yeah.
you're working
Yeah.
hard
So
or
a
not.
part of a student,
Worth
not the whole
ethic, not
student, but a part of
intelligence.
them.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about standardized testing. I have a big
Problem with
qualms
I
with
love
standardized
standardized
testing.
testing.
I mean,
I just
some.
like pressure.
I think a lot. That's I think most schools nowadays. I heard that they're backing away from like some standardized testing. But I think that these standardized tests, like they varied a wide range of text and like knowledge and material. And I think some people are just bad test takers, like myself. I'm a bad test taker. Some people have health
anxiety.
issues that can like prevent them from taking these tests, and these are mandatory tests. Like some people, like I can't stand sitting in the room for like a long amount
Yeah,
of
it
time
stresses-
taking a
The
test.
only thing-
I stress
Anxiety,
out,
yeah.
anxiety
The
a
only
lot,
thing about
and that,
Yeah.
and that
is
doesn't give me like the score that I should have to show that I'm a good student.
And
I
then
don't-
that stresses you and puts you even more
Right.
anxious, and then more health problems on you, and it's just horrible.
Knowing that this is a test makes me even nervous.
Siani, what'd you have to say?
For me, like, I feel that it puts pressure on us and it makes us like want to, for me, it makes you want to just.
So do you guys agree with? So it sounds like majority are like don't like the idea, like don't like the environment of standardized tests, or like the idea of that being kind of this evaluation of.
I kind of like it because it makes me, it makes me like, okay, I have to do good on this. And I end up doing very well on it. So
So some people work well under pressure.
yeah, I work really well. Like if you keep talking, Vanessa, you have to do this better. Vanessa, like I'll be like, okay, and like I'll do it.
Fair enough. All right, so you guys are talking about grades, whether or not they define a student, or at least a part of a student. And so a lot of schools do grades differently. Do you guys think everybody should be learning exactly the same thing? Or how do you think that curriculum or what you're taught should be decided? Should everyone? Go ahead.
I think we should have students' choice.
Like-
Students should choose what they learn, as long as like is reasonable. Because there's students that in like other counties and cities and stuff, and they learn in like they're so much more advanced than us, but they take the same test as us, and they wonder why our scores are lower. It's because you guys choose for us to work to learn stuff that's like way in the past, and we don't have the funds to be able to buy the newer books or technology or whatever. So I think, well, not student choice, I was just joking about that, but I think everybody in the state, no matter what community, should learn the same thing so that everybody can show off their real test ability and not like just be
Yeah,
like,
and if,
you know what I'm
and if
In
they're
a
going to
tight
teach
place.
different
Yeah.
things, then they should have different tests for every place that teaches different things.
I think we should all like have the same materials that is brought to us, like or the same opportunities, because the opportunities that you find in urban schools is not the same opportunities that you'll find in a suburban school. I think if we're learning the same thing, we should be also offered the same opportunities. I think that's what levels us out from suburban schools, because we don't have the same opportunities and the same funding that they have, so we don't always succeed as much as they do.
It's all about money. Like you just have to see. Like we live in an area where money is not
money
the
is
cars.
Yeah, money is not up there. So you have to get what you get, and try your best, and just reach for the stars.
It's true.
And you can't really look at suburban and urban because
Yeah.
suburban, like you can come out bigger than them.
Yeah.
So you can't really look at them and be like, oh,
It's all about your
yeah,
work
you can't be like,
ethic.
oh, because I go to an urban school, I can't make it in life,
Yeah.
or I can't do this because I go to an urban school. You can do it. You just have to put your mind to it and like say, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it in life. Even when people say, "Oh, it's because you live here," you're like, okay, no problem with me. I'll just do what I gotta do, and
Prove you wrong.
yeah, you'll be on top.
So my other question along this idea of like, should everybody be learning the same thing? People in different communities have different priorities. It's very simple. Like I grew up in a community where it was, I don't know, 60% Caucasian, 35 actually, percent Asian, and then 10% other, and it was all it was a very, very small population. And so I don't quite know the statistics. And so in that community, do you think I should have learned more Asian history? Considering there are 35% of us were all Asian, in comparison to maybe a school like our own, where there are no Asians minus the teachers, right? And so should you like learn about Asian American history as like a staple part of or a pillar of your curriculum, if that is not maybe a community that you identify with, and not just history, but maybe even in math?
I think we should learn about
Or
all
science.
all race.
Yeah, I think we should learn about all cultures, because I think our school system is so set and built on, these curriculums that really don't matter to us. Like a lot of the time we have Caucasian history, I should say.
Like European?
Yeah, like European history. And then a lot of the history, I mean, we've learned this from elementary school and we're still doing the same thing. I think we should learn about more diverse
World history
Maybe
should
they-
be a class,
yeah.
like world,
I
like
think
Maybe taking world history?
Maybe they feel
no, like literal, like you go
like
to
current
every single,
events, world.
yeah.
One
maybe
thing
they feel as if we're not ready for it, because some kids show that they can't handle
Well, yeah,
can't handle other cultures, because some like other
cultures.
cultural history. Yeah, they'll just say like, say for instance they eat something that we don't eat.
Oh, yeah, and then
everybody
they'll
was
go,
like, oh my god, ew, ew. So
yeah.
they feel as if you're not ready for it. Now, if you show that you're mature enough to handle other people's ways of life, then maybe they'll be like, oh, they can learn about this, that, this, that.
Yeah,
So
I guess it all depends on maturity level. But then again, you can't just base the whole school's
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I don't like? They teach European history all throughout the year, but Black history only has 1 month,
barely 1 month.
and that's the shortest month of the year.
We last year.
I think they should
African
teach all
American history, but
cultures all
Hispanic
throughout the
history
year. All
Yeah.
cultures throughout the year, not based one culture 1 year, 1 month.
We have a
Like, I don't
whole
like
year
that.
based on the U.S. history, like a whole year based on U.S. history. And most of the U.S. history, we're talking about the Europeans and whatever, but we only spend like a portion of the time talking about African American slavery and stuff like that. Like that, I just didn't get that. We had a whole discussion about that last year. In Miss
maybe they
Baby's
feel
class.
as if you know what you're supposed to know. You probably might not know what you're supposed to know, but maybe they feel as if, you know what, they probably know what's already for them.
And when it comes up to Black History Month, sometimes I believe that that's not all of it, because I hear the same old thing, Martin Luther King, all this Malcolm X, where I hear the same thing over and over again. I know I have more ancestors, Black history, more than this. I think
Right.
sometimes they hide stuff. I don't know.
I think Hispanics don't even get talked about.
Yeah, me either.
There is Hispanic History Month, which is
it's September, right? September? Is it?
October,
October?
I believe. I could
Yeah,
be.
learn anything about it.
Exactly,
I
like
don't know.
we're never
Why?
talked about. You guys get a little bit more attention. We have nothing.
They don't
Hey,
have
Asian
they don't
Americans
see no-
definitely have
Yeah,
nothing.
like there's more.
They don't have a
racist,
Caucasian
like-
month. They talk. They,
Caucasian.
European
They got a whole year.
They got a
whole
whole
year.
11
No.
months.
Exactly, I was about to say
Caucasian
that. They
history
have
has a whole 11 months, please.
You can't really say Caucasian
11.
history is European.
a European. That's what I
European,
mean.
yeah,
European is
European
Caucasian.
history.
I think
They're
they teach
Caucasian.
European history because it ties in with
Whatever's
African American
discovered, yeah.
history and Hispanic history. I guess.
And if you look into it, it really does, because
They want us to think that
slavery
way.
and everything.
slavery.
I mean, it's all interconnected
Yeah.
at the end. And it saddens me when we don't, and as an English teacher, I try to, and sometimes it doesn't happen, try to draw those connections, right? This idea that as much as we might want to say we should learn all these cultures and see them as separate things, at the same time, they all influence each other. Like if we look at Hispanic culture, especially in Latin America and Central America, the European Spanish conquistadors, when they came over, changed a lot of that landscape. Not necessarily in a good or a bad way, but they changed it, affected it. In the same way that, discovering quote unquote China or like opening borders changed a lot of the way that we look at the world. Like even today, if we learn about maybe Chinese stock market or the Japanese stock market or Russia, and how it affects U.S. policy.
Maybe if you guys speak up and actually say what you want to learn. And
Oh,
like,
we've told Ms. Beatty many times. but
yeah.
I think the
No,
teachers.
God, don't even try with
I
Miss
think the
Beatty.
teachers,
The
the teachers are left in the.
curriculum.
You have to actually like give them like credit because they're put in a predicament where they have to teach a certain curriculum.
Yeah,
And I
because it's
don't.
not really
They're
going
trying to
on.
squeeze it
It's-
They
into
have,
their- yeah.
they have to teach that curriculum, so I don't really blame them.
You
I blame
can't
the
blame
people
them
who
for it.
create the curriculum because they teach what they are given to teach.
and there's nothing wrong learning about European history.
Yeah, but we
you
just want to learn
have-
more about ourselves too. We can't
Yes,
just have
I know you want to learn more about yourself, but again, you have to look at. They might think you're not ready for it
Yeah, my mom had
because
this,
there's in college.
But we're
there's a
ready for
course-
European history because they've been teaching us that from like since elementary school up to middle school.
Probably like they
So
think.
we need to
I think
change that
because
too.
They think European history influenced so much of American history in general,
And the
like
world
American culture
changing,
right now.
basically, yeah.
That why not just learn about it? Because that's basically how the world
Formed,
runs.
yeah.
and it is like what's
That's what they
created
want us to
anyway.
think, though. That's what they want.
And
us
it's
to
just,
But-
there's that. Sorry, go ahead, Siani.
But you can see the connections from
I can
back
see the
then to
connection,
now,
but-
just more modified and technical.
It's really complicated, I think, might be our
Yeah.
conclusion on that. It's because how much is it we believe certain things because we're told to believe in them, and how much is it that something is dominant, like a dominant culture, because we allow it to be dominant, and what can we do to go around that or to change that, and should we? Because that's the big question.
We should change it.
So I guess that's our last question before we kind of wrap up and go into shout outs. Who do you think should decide the curriculum? I'm not saying and I'm saying in big, broad strokes, not just what should be taught in schools, but like who should decide what is presented as the truth or the
I
knowledge?
think
like a person.
there
like,
should be a poll for students, parents, and teachers, and they all have like options, and then the students and parents and teachers can choose what they want, and then they, tally it up, and then whatever has the most, they'll like market period or unit one, like that, because I think it's only fair. It's like
yeah.
students don't even have a voice in what they want to do.
Right. I think that should be like in every school, like every school. We're gonna learn the same, basically the same thing, but just in different dynamics as of like how the school runs and all. Like we should have like a committee of like parent, teachers, and students and stuff talking in the school about what they want to learn. Get engaged, and not just let a board of education that barely even knows us pick what we want to learn and dictate our education.
Yeah.
And plus, they don't come visit you to see how you're doing.
No,
and,
they
like,
sit in their offices.
so they don't know how the school is running.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see that if you come in the classroom and see the kids bored, you're going to say, "Oh my gosh, we need to change this right now. We need to make this more interesting."
But they don't do that.
And you'll give us like a sheet and say, "What would you change if you were in our shoes?" And
They used to do that at my old school, at my middle school.
Did
I-
they change anything?
I don't know. It was my last year. It was like at the end of the year. I think they did it for the new kids coming in.
So you guys say like you'd like to like democratize it, essentially, like
Yeah.
give polls and stuff. But would you say that people who are not educators or not involved in education should have a voice in education policy?
I don't think so because
Like
if you-
parents per
because-
se.
So, because what you guys are suggesting is this idea of give it to the masses, and I'm not saying that's wrong because we live in a democratic republic. That's another discussion, another debate, another day. You're saying give the power to the masses as to what should be taught in schools, as to what is the quote unquote truth or knowledge. But these people, and myself included, may not be well versed in education policy or may not have the big picture in mind. So I guess my question is, should people who may not have like the professional acumen or background in something make decisions for it?
No.
I think
Well,
I
yeah.
think they should have a voice, but the
they-
decision
they should have a
making,
voice, but-
yeah.
I think, should be left off to, like I said, the people who are more, knowledgeable about that subject. But they should have a voice.
They
and
should
their
have
voice
input and
should be heard.
influence. Hmm. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, like
They should be able to
say-
voice their opinions.
Yeah, they should be able to, say one or two things and say how they feel about it. If they don't like it, that's their opinion, and you gotta
And-
respect their opinion.
Yeah, and you have to listen to that.
Yeah, you have to listen to people's opinion because you can learn from people's opinion.
Mhm. Fair enough. All right, I think we have 3-ish minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys want to go around and do your shout outs real quick.
Who starts?
Or you can do it slowly, we still got time.
Shout out to my little sister Renika. Hi, Renika. I love you. Shout out to my brother
Mario.
Gosh.
and my mom.
Mama.
my dad, and my Uncle Tez.
Hi, shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. I hope you're listening. And shout out to my sister, Garmay. Shout out to my nephew, Dave. I love him. And yeah.
Shout out to everybody listening.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Thank you for listening, though. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate you listening.
Thanks,
to
Mom.
us.
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my friend Byron. Shout out to my friend's friend Roderick. Shout out to I feel like oh, thanks. Okay. Yeah, shout out to anybody else who I may have missed.
Shout out to Glory Days. It was #1 in the UK.
It's an album, by the way.
Is what?
I said it's an album.
Yeah,
by the way.
it was #1. Shout out to the Rents. Shout out to my fam.
Oh, I love that, man.
Shout out to the Rebels. Shout out to God. And Little Mix is just gonna take over the world.
It's 1975. I was gonna take over the world.
They already taking over the world. It's Little Mix's turn. Glory Days was #1. Shout out to my ex. Beep beep. Power and StemCivics is.
I don't know.
All right, real quick before we finally wrap up, because I think we still have a little bit of time. Really, because Thanksgiving just ended, I want you guys to go around and really quickly just say something that your thankful school has given you, or a teacher.
Okay. I am thankful for a lot of things because I achieved all A's this market period, which I'm very. First. Yeah, no, I'm serious. Like, it's the first time because usually I get that 1 B, and like, to be honest, I'll be so upset about myself. Like, oh man, thank you. I'll be like really upset. My parents be like, you can do it. But I'm thankful I'm thankful for, all those teachers who, always seem, thank you, Miss Man, because, you're one of those teachers that really push us, that makes us feel like there's hope. Some teachers, they just.
Not with that My Life documentary.
No, but she does make us feel as there's hope. But thank you for everything, like my teachers. And I love learning.
I don't even finish.
Thanks to teachers like Ms. Mann and Ms. Busky who told girls like me that we have a voice and that we can stand up for ourselves respectfully.
I'm thankful for all my teachers.
So, yeah. Sorry, I hate to cut you guys off, but we do have to get to our ending.
I'm thankful for Glory Days.
Okay.
Is that all you're thankful
Thank you for
for?
Glory
But
Days.
thank you
I'm
again for
thankful
everybody
for
for
Little Mix.
listening. We really
And
appreciate
music.
it.
I'm about to thank them again.
And I'm thankful for who else?
Thank you to all our hosts for your input on school, education, and knowledge. Thank you to our sound engineer, Vinny, and thank you to all our listeners. We hope that our discussion will engage others in the far-reaching complications of education as it goes through many new potential changes. This has been Bonetta with Jenny, Naquan, Siani, Renessa, and Ms. Mann on the StemCivics Show. Until next time, StemCivics out.
Thanks again. We love coming here.
We're gonna say